Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the Mass Empowerment Project. I am Jonas Minardi, and I haven't done a post in like a month, but there has been a lot of stuff going on, and I've been trying to figure out, okay, what's the best way for me to approach this? I gotta say 100% to all of the influencers that are calling out all of the evils in the world, regardless of whether or not people think you're crazy, man, you are warriors. You deserve so much credit. You're putting your necks on the line. And you're correct in 95% of the evils that you're pointing out. Secondly, I got to say that I'm really happy that people are talking about not paying their taxes and going on like a real rebellion. People are understanding just how evil things are thanks to the release of the Epstein files, amongst other things, and especially not even just the crazy, kinky, sexual stuff with, even if you were going to say, okay, they were just kinky bastards, like having sex with 16, 17-year-old girls, which is illegal and fuck them. But you know, all the satanic stuff with kids being sacrificed and all that nobody likes to talk about, and I'm sorry for everybody who that makes squeamish, but this has been going on forever. Like, you can go back to the ruling classes of Egypt when they were sacrificing slaves and everybody else. This we the normal people that go about our daily shit and don't try to control everybody else. The people that do want to control everything, they see us as disposable, usable, grind-upable. You know, the image from Pink Floyd's "We Don't Need No Education" with all the little kids falling into the meat grinder. Like, that's a for real thing. Like, just because that is done poetically in music doesn't mean that it's not reality in this world. It just happens to come through a lot of other means and measures. And society as a whole, through our faults, through our leadership's faults, from our apathy and our disempowered nature to feel like we're only one person and we can't fix anything, all of those things are what we need to overcome as a human species if we want to bravely move forward into a world worth leaving to our children. And, you know, I've been part of many a protest, and protesting is nice and it's good because you get to talk to people that feel the same way as you do, but they're pretty directionless, and they're easy to co-opt. Like, you can take cameras to, if everybody's protested in DC, and you might have people screaming and yelling on one side, and you might have people on the other side talking peacefully in a group around a tree, they're going to show you the people screaming and yelling. They're not going to talk to you about the assembly that's happening over by the tree, where we're all talking about, okay, so what are we really going to do if we want to try and fix things? And I've been a member of many of those assemblies. And the thing is when it's centralized, just like centralized power is a problem, if you're at a protest and you start centralizing what you're doing, you're drawing attention to yourself, not from the other people screaming and yelling, but from the other side watching and saying, who are those people right there? That's who we got to watch out for. So I have talked about this for a few years, and I'm going to come back to it right now. If you take the concept of going on a general strike and not paying taxes, what we could do, and I think would be wonderful, is instead of going to Washington, D.C. and protesting and pulling people out from their asses and hanging them in the public square, I do not believe that those people fear that type of execution. And I don't believe that executing those people does anything except leave a power vacuum for more fucked up people to go see. So what we need is a decentralized protest. And I think that the best way to do this that I've ever come up with in 30 plus years of trying to figure out how to bring this system to its knees is to abandon ship. It's not about meeting them with conflict. It's about no longer functioning in their system to support that system. Pulling out whatever you can, all resources out of government, and replacing it with localized community-driven economy that sprouts from the ground up instead of from the top down. That's so. I've mentioned it over the last 10 years. I've probably talked about this 4 or 5 different times. An idea called Operation Block Party. And we are coming up on April 15th, which a lot of people want to make a proclamation that we're no longer paying taxes. And I am so down with that. That movement gets started up. I'll sign the petition. I'm in. And if you need me to come to DC and give a speech, I'll give a speech about why it's so important that we all stop paying taxes. But Operation Block Party decentralizes that protest and withdraws us silently from the machine. And we can allow instead of having a collapse where all of a sudden everybody loses everything that they've ever worked for their whole lives, instead, it's a controlled implosion done by us at the bottom. It's like popping a pin in the balloon at the top and letting it seep out. The first thing we're going to release is the top. Like anybody that is even within the vicinity of the top of the pyramid, ignore them. Don't buy any of their products. They're done. We like, it's okay. It was fun watching you. You guys were really manipulative. Congratulations. You had control for a while, but no longer, because the population that is going through this trial and tribulation is stronger than any top of pyramid person. There are things that we can do as an empowered population to ensure peace and prosperity for over 1,000 years. And it really comes down to all of the religious beliefs. You know, we all have to just treat each other the way that we want to be treated, and everything will work out. And if you're a person who knows that they're self-reliant, I'll just talk about me. I know that I'm 100% self-reliant. I know if the chaos broke out today, I would be the calm inside the storm, and I would be making the moves that I needed to move in order to navigate through whatever the hell's coming. Sure, they could drop a bomb on me. Well, that's gone in a split second. But up until that bomb gets dropped on me, I'm plowing forward. And I believe that there are a lot of people like me. And I believe that if we all got together and started talking in our neighborhoods, Operation Block Party. Here I am. I'm in Orlando, Florida right now. And we just pull our barbecues out into the street and we start talking about real shit. It's not a block party. We let the kids go play. But the adults, we're all having an assembly. And we're talking about what's going on and what we can each provide one another if the system collapses. Building a network. And then you have one little network over here, they got themselves all good. You got another little network over here, they got themselves all good. And then all of a sudden they meet each other. Now you got 2 networks from the ground up, not from the top down, building outward. And you can do this out in the country. You can do this in the suburbs. You can do this in the city. If you're on the top floor of your building in Manhattan and all hell breaks loose, if there's like 3 or 4 people all on your floor, make sure you guys all have each other's back and you know what the heck you're going to do together, and let it blossom out from there. I mean, it's a mentality shift. It's an empowered mentality shift. And maybe I've tasted death a few times and come back. Maybe I'm making sure that I say the last things that I need to say in case something crazy happens to me. By the way, I would never suicide myself anyway. If all of a sudden I'm dead, and even if it's a heart attack, remember they have a heart attack gun, because there ain't no way that I would ever leave this battle in the middle of it. Heck no. I got all your backs, and if you want to hang on tight, let's roll. Let's roll up on them. We don't need to be forceful. We don't need to risk any of our lives. Just start working together without the licenses, registrations, and insurances and banks that are the middlemen in between the transactions that we can all make between just one another. How awesome would it be if you ended up having an Operation Block Party and you found out that you had a fireman, a police officer, and what was the third one? Oh, electrician. All living on your block. How easy would that be? Then, okay, if the shit goes down, we're going to go over to the transformer, make sure that bitch gets plopped back on, and we're going to be all right in our neighborhood because we've already pre-planned. Just saying. The Mass Empowerment Project, Jonas Bernardi. I love y'all. I hope you didn't think this was a ranting. I hope that people are hearing this and saying, you know what? I'm kind of on board with that plan. I'm going to get back to my lovely vacation in Orlando, but I felt like I needed to share those 10 minutes and 38 seconds with you. I love you. Peace. The Mass Empowerment Project. People ask me, what can I do to help? Well, you can share these videos. You know, I've been told many times that I ain't never heard anybody put it quite that way. You know, I've always imagined it as, instead of battling them head on, you see the system as the Titanic going down in the Atlantic, and I'm already throwing lifeboats and linking them together, making them into a big island as the fucker's going down. And I'm trying to get everybody to come on down into this ship. Let it go down. That's okay. It needed to purge itself anyway. But now just do not allow the solution that's going to come up from the sinking of that ship to be the way that we move forward. You know, let's build our own ship. The Mass Empowerment Project, Jonas Bernardi. I love you all. Have a great day. Peace.